The Haunted Palace by Edgar Allan Poe, 1809 to 1849. In the greenest of our valleys, by good angels tenanted, once a fair and stately palace, radiant palace, reared its head. In the monarch thought's dominion it stood there. Never seraph spread a pinion over fabric half so fair. Banners yellow, glorious, golden, on its roof did float and flow. All this was in the olden time, long ago. And every gentle air that dallied in that sweet day, along the ramparts plumed and pallid, a wingèd odor went away. Wanderers in that happy valley through two luminous windows saw spirits moving musically to a lute's well-tunèd law. Round about a throne where sitting Porphyrogene, in state his glory well befitting, the ruler of the realm was seen. And all with pearl and ruby glowing was the fair palace door, through which came flowing, and sparkling evermore a troop of echoes, whose sweet duty was but to sing in voices of surpassing beauty the wit and wisdom of their king. But evil things in robes of sorrow assailed the monarch's high estate. Ah, let us mourn, for never morrow shall dawn upon him desolate. And round about his home the glory that blushed and bloomed is but a dim remembered story of the old time entombed. And travellers now within that valley through the red litten windows see vast forms that move fantastically to a discordant melody, while like a ghastly rapid river through the pale door a hideous throng rush out for ever, and laugh but smile no more. Okay, this is a poem by Edgar Allan Poe. Let's see, Edgar Allan Poe was born in Boston. Well, he was actually born Edgar Poe, and his father deserted his mother when he was 1 year old, and then a few months later his mother died, and Poe was an orphan, and he was fostered by the Allan family, and that's why Edgar Allan Poe. He was a very famous author and poet. He was the master of the horror story. And this poem, The Haunted Palace, is incorporated into The Fall of the House of Usher. This is classic Vincent Price from the 1960s for me. And The Fall of the House of Usher is about a house that was everything was wonderful, but it had fallen, but things had gone wrong, that everybody had gone mad. And this was a place now haunted by phantoms. Now, this poem was part of the story. Let's see. If we look at this, one of the very clever things that he's done is that he's written this as the house or the palace is a human head. if we look, for example, we see banners yellow, glorious, golden, on its roof did float and flow. This is the hair on the head, so it's a blonde hair. And there are two luminous windows. These are the eyes. And the fair palace door, the door is the mouth, with pearl the teeth and ruby shining. And things that come out of the mouth are speaking. And all of the things that happen inside the house are the thoughts. And if we look at this poem, to start with, everything is there is rhyme, so everything is rhyming very, very nicely. Dallied, pallid, day, away, flow, so golden, olden, flow, ago, and all the rhymes are fine. But then this was how it was in the past, and then when he describes this in the present, all of these rhymes that are different. Valley, sea, fantastically. The rhyme changes. It changes. It becomes much more discordant. The poem stops flowing because this is emulating the madness that has come upon the palace. So let's look at it. In the greenest of our valleys, by good angels tenanted, once a fair and stately palace, radiant palace, reared its head. So this is a green valley, and there are angels that live in this green valley. And there is a palace that is a beautiful, stately, shining palace. It's a wonderful palace. In the monarch thought's dominion it stood there. So the monarch, the king, is thought. And the king of this realm, this is the realm of thought. This is the realm of thinking. And the palace is there in the middle. Never seraph spread a pinion, a wing, over fabric half so fair. So a seraph, a high angel, one of the highest angels, had never spread its wings over such a beautiful place. This is the most beautiful place that could be. Banners yellow, glorious, golden, on its roof did float and flow. So you've got golden banners on the roof, the hair, the blonde hair. All this was in the olden time, long ago. So this is in the past. This is what happened. Notice as well, once. This once here as well is saying this is something that happened in the past, but it's now not like this. And every gentle air that dallied, that spent time, in that sweet day along the ramparts, plumed and pallid, a wingèd odor went away. So the air that stayed around the castle during the day, the air that went along the ramparts that had plumes of feathers and they were a white pallid colour, they went away. When this air went away, it had a beautiful smell to it. It had the beautiful smell of the palace. Wanderers in that happy valley, through two luminous windows, saw spirits moving musically to a lute's well-tunèd law. So if you were walking in the valley, people walking through the valley could see through the luminous eyes, through the eyes of the house. They saw the spirits moving in time, moving inside the house, and there was a lute. It's like a guitar with a bent over end, an old guitar, and it's producing well-tuned songs, and people are dancing. So inside the head, you can see inside the head, you can see the thoughts are moving musically. The thought is well tuned, the thought is right. Round about a throne where sitting Porphyrogene. Okay, so these people are dancing around a throne, and there on that throne is sitting Porphyrogene. Porphyrogene is somebody born in purple, born into the purple, the royalty, the ruling class, the king. And the king's name, I guess, is Porphyrogene, but Porphyrogene, it comes from ancient Greek, porphyra, purple dye. And in ancient times, the purple dye was a sign of royalty. So the throne where the good king Porphyrogene is sitting, in state his glory well befitting, the ruler of this realm was seen. So he was sitting in a state of glory inside the palace, and this was where you could see the king of the realm, the king, and this was befitting. Everything was in order, everything was right, and all with pearl and ruby glowing was the fair palace door, the mouth. So the pearls are the teeth, and the ruby is the tongue and the lips. And this is the door of the palace, this is the mouth, through which came flowing, and sparkling evermore, a troop of echoes whose sweet duty was but to sing, in voices of surpassing beauty, the wit and wisdom of their king. So from the mouth came flowing. This repetition, this is very, very Poe-like. It's adding emphasis by repeating and repeating and repeating. It came flowing, and sparkling evermore, a troop of echoes. So the tongue, the mouth was singing, and it was singing about the wit and wisdom of their king. So the palace was singing, or was showing the how clever, how intelligent, how witty, how funny their king was, and the singing was really, really beautiful. And this is the singing coming out of the mouth. So the things that the palace is saying are beautiful, and they're talking about the how wonderful the king and the kingdom is. But, and now we see this but, and this but is talking about the Volta. Things have changed. But evil things in robes of sorrow assailed the monarch's high estate. So to assail is to attack. So evil things in clothes of sadness attacked the palace. They attacked this estate. Ah, let us mourn. Let us be sad, to mourn for death. For never morrow shall dawn upon him desolate. So tomorrow will never come for him. That now everything has gone. That everything has changed. And this is, again, echoing the idea of the fall of the House of Usher. The House of Usher was a wonderful place, but then the evil madness has come. Let us mourn, for never morrow shall dawn upon him desolate. All about his home the glory that blushed and bloomed is but a dim remembered story of the old time entombed. And now all the wonderful things that were happening in the palace, how beautiful the palace was, this is just an old legend, something that is remembered from the old times. It's a story that's told, but this no longer is true. This is no longer the case. It's just an old legend from the past, that everything has gone, that the house has fallen. But it's still there, but the greatness has gone. And travellers now within that valley through the red-litten windows see vast forms move fantastically to a discordant melody. So, and now the travellers, you can see through the windows, but now the windows are red. They're red with madness, they're red with crying, they're red with sorrow. And inside you can see fantastic forms. You can see ghosts, phantoms, strange shapes that are moving to a song that is discordant, that it's not in tune. While like a ghastly rapid river through the pale door a hideous throng rush out for ever, and laugh, but smile no more. And out of the mouth through the pale door now a hideous throng, a horrible group of people rush out, and they are laughing like maniacs, but they don't smile. So they're laughing, but they're not happy. They are mad, and the sound of madness now comes out of the mouth of the palace. So I think this is a very nicely made, very nicely put together poem. The Haunted Palace by Edgar Allan Poe.